Heidi and Frank show. It's Carlos Mencia in the Bristol Farms green room waiting to come in here. Get him in here. He's been on the show before. Hello,
there he
Carlos.
is, Carlos.
Good to see you, man.
How you guys doing?
We're good.
Were you listening to the show?
Sound great. Yeah.
We're trying to help out one of our listeners with a relationship thing. And what I've learned things from my past relationships saying, hey, if a woman talks about a guy, she's into that guy. So if you could go back in your, what you've learned in the Carlos Mencia wisdom of relationships, what have you learned?
That the dude named Rick who used to date my girlfriend is the same Ricky that she's hanging out with now.
Oh,
Did she change?
Yes. Yeah.
No, but seriously,
That's really
we're
happened.
just friends.
Right. Ricky is it's a different guy. Different guy.
Oh,
yeah.
See, she changed it up so she could feel better about herself because she felt so bad because she was talking to Rick. And changing his name makes it okay.
Yeah, and I came back home after performing somewhere, and they were in bed together. That was
you actually
Carlos?
walked in.
That was harsh. Yeah, that was harsh.
What'd you do? Did you walk?
Nothing. I just
walked back.
Got
out?
my stuff, put it in my car, and left. That was it.
So they're still doing it, and you're packing out of the dresser. Like,
Just
you
got my
put the
stuff.
suitcase on
Just
top
quietly
of them.
got my
okay.
quietly.
I wonder if that's the normal guy, because I
Quietly.
can think of a girl.
Like a girl, dude, just crying. It's like a movie.
The Carlos Mencia story.
It was like one of those scenes that never occurred back in the day. They didn't put them in movies or TV shows, but now are very popular. The loser, pathetic dude. You know what I'm saying? They never had that before. It was just me tears falling into my underwear as I'm packing them. And I'm just like, I'm gonna be a real man and just leave. I'll show her. And in my heart, I thought I was some weak ass man would go in there and separate them and be what are you doing? But a strong man just leaves.
Now, did she know you were coming back in town, or was a date was canceled? You're like, I'm going to come back. I'm a day early. She has no idea that I'm coming back.
No, we would kind of hang out together sometimes, so it wasn't a big deal. You know what I mean? And I had friends that I never tried to bang, so I didn't think it was that weird of a thing. But I left, and 2.5 years later, I'm at the Comedy Store, and I step on stage, and she's right in the front row. And this never happened before. I just looked at her and I said, I can't do this. And I said, I'm gonna pack it. I'm gonna go pack my comedy stuff and get out of here. Such a bitch, dude.
Oh.
And I walked off stage, and then she came up and she was like, I'm sorry. And
No, but see, the best revenge, that's what I always say, watch me soar. It's like, you're Carlos Mencia. Look at see on the marquee?
Well,
that's me. That's who you screwed over.
Well, inevitably, that's kind of what happened.
Yeah, exactly.
She and I got back together.
Carlos. It must have been good stuff.
It was awesome because I treated her like garbage, dude. It was the best. I'd make her do stuff for me, and then right before I was about to get pretty big, I broke up with her. Actually, you know what? I asked her to marry me, then I broke up with her the next day.
Whoa, Carlos. Holy cow.
Is that evil? That's pretty evil, right?
Yeah, why don't you go call Ricky?
Yeah, you're
cry on
pretty
his
evil.
shoulder.
Yeah. I said, will you marry me? She said, yeah. And then the next day, I was like, you know what? I thought about it, and I don't want to see you again. And it was it. That was awesome.
That is sweet revenge.
That was a tears reversing, going back into my soul. You know what I mean? It was like my manhood coming back to me. It was almost from an energetic standpoint, like I'm Iron Man, and you know what I mean? I'm calling my manhood back, And she's like, but I love you. The armor. You don't understand. I don't care. I'm RoboCop. I will shoot down any bitch that tries to break my heart. It was awesome. It was the best. But I found out that I'm an evil man sometimes.
This sounds like you, Frank, where you had that one hurt. Now you've got the love armor.
You got the revenge?
Yeah.
He's got the love armor
not
all
really
over.
The revenge. I mean, I just kind of the same thing. I just left, and I used to be seriously romantic and into making love and stuff.
Me too, bro. Me too.
And now I'm not really romantic anymore, and I'm really not into making love or even kissing that much. I'm like, I'm not gonna kiss you.
Like this poor girl, I did things to her after that was just wrong, bro. Just wrong.
Yeah, when you said I made her do stuff, it wasn't like making her clean the house. It was like stuff.
Oh, she'd have to clean the house after
while
I did
doing stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
I'm going to use you as a broom.
Oh, it was everything, bro. It was just, oh man, it was harsh. we would have sex and her hair would be all over the bed. Like that's how hard I was pulling it. It wasn't even like pulling my hair. It was like, ow, ow, what's our safe word? What's our safe word? We don't have one, whore. What's a safe word? I am Iron Man.
I love it. And you proposed and she still said yes after all of that. She's like, yeah, I like it.
Loved it. Yeah, she loved that.
Crazy.
Probably, you know what happened before?
She loved it more because I became like the man.
Yeah.
Like, I would never have cheated on if you were like this. Like, really?
That is awful.
That's the absolute truth.
I swear to God, that's
she
what
found
she said.
you too loving and boring.
Yes.
She needed that spice, and then she turned you into what she wanted you to be, but you're like, get out of here.
Yep. That's where I learned how to treat women.
Those are crazy women. Those are the crazy psycho chicks that you like too. And then you wonder when you get with them, why is it always a mess? Why am I always on this roller coaster? It's because you're always with those type of chicks.
Where do you meet normal chicks? Because I have 11 sisters and they're all psycho bitches. So where's the normal chick? I want to know because I've never met them.
Did your sisters like train you to be loving? Like you said, you used to be loving and caring and romantic, but did they say, hey, okay, you have to do this, Carlos, for girls?
Because you're almost the youngest, right?
They did both. They did what your parents do. They tell you to act a certain way, but they act differently, so you learn through how they act. Oh. That's the same thing with
And you heard them talk after they would close the door behind their boyfriend and talk about him.
Exactly. So they would tell me, be nice, send them flowers, always talk to them, and listen and be respectful and open the door. And then when they were by themselves, oh my God, he is so nice. He calls me all the time. Why don't you just not call me? Just don't call me. Like,
you're smothering me.
Oh my God. And his thing was so little. I just laughed. How can it be that little? I mean, seriously. And I told him it was okay, but oh my God. And I'm just like, oh, real. Why is he bringing me flowers? Like, bang me in the car, do something. So I was like, oh, that's what you like. You know what I mean?
Maybe somewhere
I want
in
them
between.
to take advantage of, I'm just telling you what they would say. So, like,
wow.
My motto with women is don't ever hit a woman, but you better make her flinch. That's my rule. That's my number one rule. Don't connect, but you better flinch. Because if you cock back and say, what bitch? And she doesn't move, oh, just leave. Just leave that relationship.
It's over.
Just take her tampons, too. Just take her pearl orange tampons and go with them. Like, go. Just go. Just leave. Like you can't because there's that balance. It's what you're saying.
You're right.
The problem is we don't know what that balance is as guys, and women don't want to tell us. Like one of my biggest issues with women has always been like, tell me what you like. Like just tell me. Because
seems easy.
This is like, and I'll come out and say, look, I've done everything crazy. I don't need to do it anymore. I actually was in Jacksonville one time, and a mother knocked on the back, on the door in the green room. She was really hot milk, and she's like, hey, man. I'm like, oh my God, you're so hot. And she's like, look at my daughter. And she was like, you can do my daughter if you do me at the same time. Like, I've done that fantasy.
That is rock and roll comedy.
Oh my God, that is like, I was a god. I mean, I was like, I am Gene Simmons. That's how badass I was. And Paul Stanley. Ace, get out. You don't get a part of this.
Wow.
Get out of here, Peter Chris. This is not for you. This is for the stars of Kiss.
A mother-daughter combination. Carlos.
Yes, and I had when they kissed, I stopped. That was creepy. That was creepy. Yes. Yeah. Like I can go really far in a fantasy.
No, he stopped. You stopped because you were done. They kissed and I stopped. You're like, yeah.
Maybe that's what happened. Maybe I'm recalling differently. Maybe. Wait a minute.
I have to stop.
Maybe it was.
They think he's a really good guy.
Noble.
Yeah, exactly. I am Iron Man, or I'm done. Which one is it?
Oh my God.
Get out now.
So obviously, you've had a serious range of, going from the mother-daughter tag team to going back to the first time that you ever experienced it. The first time.
Young Carlos.
You remember
Mencia.
that, right?
Well, yeah, I remember that because
Everyone
it
remembers
was
that.
abuse. It was like my cousin. I can't say who, but I was like 8 years old and she was like puberty age. So we would take showers together and she would ride me like Seattle Slew, bro. She would just, and I didn't know what I was doing, so I was just there like, what am I doing? And she was like, oh my God. So she was literally having fun and I wasn't.
Whoa.
That's the first sexual experience I can remember. I was like 8.
8?
Yeah. And then she told all my other female cousins how awesome I was or something. So, like, I got child abused by my cousins between 8 and 13.
They used to pass you around in the shower like an old loofah?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Wasn't good. It wasn't
Did
pretty.
you even know? Was it like you didn't?
Of course I didn't know. I was 8. I was like, what am I supposed to do?
You're like, I don't know. She's riding like I'm like a horsey.
No,
and
it didn't feel. I mean, it tickled, but you know what I mean. It wasn't like there was no thrust on my behalf. There was no like, oh, it feels good. There was nothing. It was just,
Wow-wee.
But did
You
you,
know what I
like?
mean?
Did you like the showers? Or you're like you're the
It
dirtiest
felt-
kid ever? Like get in there, no, mommy.
No, it felt okay until like my dad found out, and then he was like, "What are you doing to your cousins?" And I was like, "They're doing it to me," and he was like. Really? So the macho kicked in, and he was like, "So they're passing you around? Wow, what are you doing? You have tricks or something?" I was like, "I'm 12, Dick. What are you talking about?"
Do you had tricks or something?
I know. Like I'm getting sexually abused, and you're proud of me. Like, what is this?
Wow.
Yeah, it was bad. My sex life growing up was just bizarre. And then we had exchange students when I was like a teenager. And
Because
all
there
of
weren't
them-
enough of you in the house.
Yeah. as
Let's
if-
have some more people come
'cause
live here.
I'm one of 18, so my mother had 18 kids. She didn't even have periods. She had people. like how do you, I don't think she was able to have a period.
Yeah. Her tampons were pillows. She just
Yeah.
had a baby on them.
Oh my
Exactly,
God.
dude. I think my dad was like
18.
one day just bleed a little or something.
Holy cow, 18 kids is crazy.
Can you imagine that?
How old's your oldest sibling?
I think I don't even know exactly. I know my mom started when her first pregnancy was 14,
Oh, okay.
and her last one was 44. So, yeah, it was a lot of kids in the middle. A lot of kids. But the whole sex thing was weird because there were so many distant nephews and nieces. I mean, cousins.
They're
and
still
stuff.
a
It
local,
was
right?
crazy.
You're a local
Most
boy?
of them, yeah. Most of them,
All of
yeah.
them still around here.
And then you had exchange
And then we had
students.
exchange students growing up. So they would send these chicks, and they were always girls
Mm-hmm.
from Honduras to come and live over here.
Want to take a shower?
And then, no, they would take my room. So then I'd go down, and then dude, one time there were these two sisters, and one of them wakes me up at like 2 a.m. So we have sex, and I was like 15, 16. Then she leaves. I try to go back to sleep. Like 10 minutes later, her sister like taps me on the shoulder. I'm 15 years old. And listen, I'm not huge or anything. I don't know what the hell this is. I really don't. I have no clue whatsoever. Like, what is it? Like, it's, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
watch pornos. I have porno friends. You know, I'm like, hey, come on. Like, whoa, seriously? Like, I'm nowhere near any of that. I don't know what the hell it is. These
She sent her
sisters are coming,
sister in.
The mom and the dad. I mean, it's been awesome.
Well,
It's
now
been the
I'm curious.
greatest
I gotta
ride
be
of all
honest.
time. Do you see what I'm saying?
I'm a little curious. Maybe I
know
should,
what it is. No, I'm
oh.
not that guy. See, I don't,
all right, I don't know.
because I got friends who are like, I'll turn her. No,
I'm not that guy.
no, I'm not that guy. My penis is not the turner of sexuality. It's not like I'm a lesbian. Oh, wow,
Oh.
seriously?
Oh.
No. Not that guy.
Mine's actually the confirmer of sexuality.
Right,
yes,
you're like, no,
I'm definitely
I am.
a lesbian.
Definitely, I
Yes,
just
I'm
needed to do that and-
positive now.
Yeah.
Never going back.
I have no idea what I do. It's kind of I've heard it's magical, but only after. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but didn't your sister
is
say
awesome.
about those other guys it was magical too? He's like, I told him it was magical.
Yeah, but you wouldn't
Yeah.
do that. You wouldn't send. You wouldn't be like, oh my god. You wouldn't go down and tell your sister.
No,
"You
they
have
never
to go."
tell-
I guess you wouldn't. Yeah, you wouldn't
Yeah.
send in people. I did that the
you
first,
wouldn't.
my first time.
You wouldn't. Yeah, she literally went up and went, "Oh my God, you gotta try this." I'm like that, right? I'm like weed. My penis is like weed. I think.
Are you sure she wasn't like,
It's
sitting
not
on the bedpost
scary,
or
but
something?
if you've never had it, you know what I mean.
Would you be more of an indica or sativa?
I don't know, but I think it's just more like I'm that one thing that like I will never do cocaine, but weed, interesting. Maybe. So it's like weed, you know what I mean? You go try that. I have no idea. I've been really lucky though, really lucky.
Thank you, Carlos. Carlos Mencia is going to be performing live at the Ontario Improv on tonight. You're there tonight?
Oh yeah, the weekend shows are almost. I think Saturday's sold out. Friday's got a few shows, but for the real fans, come tonight and Sunday, only because you'll get an extra 45 minutes.
Non-stop laughter.
Then
Of show.
You're also there on the 30th and through the 1st.
Yeah.
Of from January 30th, February 1st. Ontario.improv.com for tickets. Follow him on Twitter at Carlos Mencia. Thank you for coming in anytime, man.
Always,
We love
brother.
ya.
Always.
We're going to come right back. We're Heidi and Frank.
That was just a little sample of the Heidi and Frank Show on 95.5 KLOS. To get more samples like this and hear all the fun we have, you can do that at 955KLOS.com. Now, to get the show in its entirety on demand, And if you want to watch the show, we webcast it every day. All you have to do is go to HeidiandFrank.com and become a premium package member. Do it right now.